Hey guys, it's Chad,
And Claire.
and this is CJ's Vinyl with a new album that just released on Friday.
Indeed.
So yesterday when it came out, and that would be the Lord of the Rings soundtrack by Howard Shore on vinyl.
Fellowship of the Ring.
The Fellowship of the Ring, the very first movie. So, this is the first official soundtrack from that film that has ever been released on vinyl. We've had it on CD. It came out in the same...
2005?
Was it 2005? We might have to check on that.
Yeah.
But the album, this is basically 17 years in the making here. They have it's a 5 LP disc set, so 10 sides of music from the whole soundtrack, and probably even a few extras. But what was the first one that was released? It was in the 70s. The one they released on vinyl was it was from the animated film.
Yes.
This was obviously a pretty big deal to both of us, but especially to Claire, because she's the hardcore Lord of the Rings fan between the two of us.
It's true.
So if you want to go ahead and kind of roll with this, I'll let you explain what we're looking at here.
Okay, so this is the box. It is, I don't know if you can see, it looks kind of like a book or manuscript on the side. It's the red leather look.
It has a leather binding on it.
Yep, well, it's not real leather, but it looks like it. And it's the same as the extended editions of the film, so it will match if you wish to put it on your bookshelf or something similar. Go like that. You can see. And then on the side it just has Lord of the Rings, and it does have a volume 1 on there that you can see.
It's pretty cool that they actually had it look like a book.
Yes, and it has first the script from The Ring, and then a picture of the map on here as well. And when you open it, it has the track listing, LP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then right here, we have the only thing in this whole special edition that makes me a bit salty. It comes with a third of a map, which is
of Middle Earth.
Of Middle Earth. When they first released, like the press releases and all of the websites were writing about this back in February, everyone was saying it came with a map, and so you didn't really find out until today, not yesterday, that it was a third of a map. So it's going to be, this one is going to be the first third, and then the Two Towers, and then Return of the King. When they release all of those, you'll have the full, complete, giant map of Middle Earth. But that kind of vexed me, I will say.
I'm sure you're not alone.
No. Plus, I'm not really sure how that would look if you tried to put it up or frame it or whatever. But
yeah, they didn't actually say on the listing online. There were no listings online or anywhere else that actually had anything that said 1/3 or a part.
Yeah.
It wasn't until we ordered it
and it arrived, and there's a sticker. It says Part 1 of the map. So, what?
That was unfortunate.
I will say this book makes up for that because it's absolutely amazing. Of course, it has a cover with Frodo on it. And then this goes through details about the background of the film, the background of the composition of the music, and it has beautiful pictures from the film on it as well. But the music nerd in me is just delighting over this. It has each theme for whether it be the Ring, the Shire, and the Hobbits, both Lorien, Arwen, the Dwarves, the World of Men, the Fellowship, the monsters, everyone, and it explains the reason behind the music, really. And they even give just a short sample of the actual sheet music of the melody or the different melodies in the case of some different tracks or themes. But it's just so cool, and then they explain all the reasoning behind why they did what they did and what it represents. And once you get past that, then there's explanations of the instruments used and how they represent the different races or the different characters. They also give the history of the instruments, where the instruments came from and why they used them. It's really cool, just, whether it be the Shire or Mordor, or, they're using chains and anvils for this, and they're using this specific type of whistle for another thing. Just really cool, and the different occurrences all throughout the film. They give background on the choirs that were used, the vocalists. Really interesting, just really thorough things. Just really, really delighted on all of this. And then it has the credits here, and then of course just the last picture of Frodo there, and then of course here we have.
And let's go ahead. How do we could show them how to
yes.
lift that up with?
It does have,
like
since
ribbon.
there are so many, and this is relatively sturdy box. It does come with a ribbon, so you can lift it up and don't have to kind of dig down and worry about scratching your box.
Which is very appropriate with the fact that it
Yes.
looks like a box and it kind of behaves in
Yes.
such a manner that is really cool. It goes all the way across
Yep.
and then connects to the other side.
So yeah, very thoughtful details.
Yeah.
It came with black,
The black
plastic
sleeves, yeah.
lined sleeves. We swapped them out for the archival grade because, of course, we did. These are red 180 gram vinyl. They are opaque.
Which I kind of think that I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
I like the
do
opaque
too.
versus the clear. I didn't know if we were going to be getting clear or if they were going to be opaque or not, but I like what they've done
Yeah.
here with this album. I think it just looks nicer, and the fact that they are all 180 gram high end, recordings, it sounds incredible.
It
and
really does.
We'll be spinning these eventually. We'll put probably over time. We'll just put like our favorites, like we normally do. We'll put our favorites to the different songs out on the channel. Probably not just yet. We might upgrade our cartridge maybe before we do this, or we might do it sooner than later. But we'll get some of our favorites from this album out there and get that spinning. So,
This edition I was able to hear like subtle differences, subtle instruments that came in, whether it be brushes on drums or whether it be just different styles of percussion or things that were kind of just in the background that really just sounds full and really full of life.
And I didn't even know that they had the little. It was, probably not bongos, but it was a drum,
light percussion,
and I had never even heard it before prior to this. And it was very cool to be able to actually hear that and realize that even when I was listening to the electronic version, the original digital version of it, I hadn't been able to hear that. But in this version, even if we do, when we do the digital recording, you can hear that where you couldn't hear that before. And it's just so much, the clarity is so much better in this, and it's gorgeously put together, and just it's great. It's an amazing execution, and I look forward to getting this one out there.
Yep.
So, and I think it's probably, I would say it's worth the $100. That's a
108 to 115,
Oh, is
and
that
it's
how much?
going
Okay.
to at least 160 third party as of yesterday evening.
Which makes sense because anyone that missed out on this is gonna probably spend the money to get it if they're big Lord of the Rings fans, big Tolkien fans.
The numbering is on the back corner in Boston Gold.
Wow. And this was a late pressing for us.
This
we got
was
48
4812
out of 5,000.
5,000.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's really great. I would say it's worth it. I mean, you get 5 LPs out of
Yes,
that.
it's absolutely worth
great.
it.
So, I mean,
That map.
yeah, regardless of the fact that we
Yeah.
got a 1/3 of the map, but
The booklet and the detail makes
Yeah.
up for it, hands down. It's amazing.
obviously the LPs having the soundtrack
Yes.
on vinyl.
Finally.
After all these years, they finally did it, and it was so funny because it couldn't have been more than a few months that we had the discussion of why hasn't this been done? Why haven't
Yep.
they put Howard Shore's
Yeah.
soundtrack to Lord of the Rings on vinyl? And then literally like just a couple few months or so
Yeah.
after that, it's all of a sudden we find out that it's going up for pre-order, and
Yeah.
we hopped right on
Yep.
that. So yeah, so that's about it, you guys, for this review of this album. We love it, and
Yep.
we'll, like I said, we'll put it out online pretty soon. Just some of our favorites from this over the span of time. We'll add different songs that we really like out of this, but I hope that this is helpful. Anyone else that has either gotten this album or has thoughts or questions or comments, you can always put those below, and we will be happy to respond to those and give you guys any information that we can on it. Until next time, this has been Chad.
And Claire.
This is CJ's Vinyl. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.